What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So working on my brother's truck today. He got a new tuner, which he got a mount for it and a pillar for his third gen, which is obviously going to be a nice upgrade because he plans on going with the Steed Speed manifold and Fleece Cheetah turbo. So this was kind of all part of the process because he had a Smarty Junior before, which if you guys know what they are, they're pretty basic. They're like dinosaur, like little Nintendos basically. You can't really get custom tunes. You can't really do much to them. So we upgraded, sold that to a friend of ours to put on his truck because he's not really going to do anything with it. So kind of worked out pretty well. But behind me on the table here, I'm going to go over exactly what he got. It's nice because he went with a digital screen, went with a mount. And this is all stuff that we're going to show you guys the websites, and I'm going to link it down in the description for you guys so that you can purchase this yourself. So let me go ahead, flip the camera around, show you guys what's on the table. We're going to cover pricing, going to cover why we did this. I'm going to do installs, and then not going to be able to do a review today because the person that he bought the tuner from has to actually send him the custom tunes for it. So that'll probably be in another video, but show you guys where we bought these from, why we bought them, and the hopefully horsepower we get. So let's look at it. So I have the phone pulled up right here that I'm going to be able to show you guys the links and everything. And like I said, they're going to be in the descriptions if you want this too. First things first is we got an SRT10 pillar because it has a pre-molded hole here so that it's actually going to be able to hold the tuner. And if you flip it over, there is the Mopar part number. Give you guys a second if you need to copy that. So this itself is right here. So that's going to be for your pillar itself, and like, see how that has a little gauge in it. We are obviously not doing that. The reason that we got this one was so that it has a gauge mount itself for it. So go back out. The next thing on the table is, if I get it open, this is actually going to be the holder itself. And I'm going to show you guys more in depth on how this works. This is actually going to, you can see right here, this is actually going to hold the tuner itself and this and the truck so that it looks factory. It's going to be kind of like those CTS3s that you're seeing from Edge. And then that will be right here. And then the two last things which are over here is, of course, the tuner, which comes with all the wiring and everything, which we're going to show you step by step how to plug that in. And then also EGT port, which don't have that drilled in the factory manifold, but the Steed Speed that he's going to order is obviously going to have this. Nice to monitor. You want to see what your EGTs are. Very important in a diesel, obviously, if you don't know what that is. So, and then lastly, show you guys where that is. So this is the one that he went from, and this is on 5.9 diesel. And when you click on that, it'll actually show you guys, you can include the EGT port. And this is the shift on the fly, which is a little different compared to newer style 6.7s, I guess, because obviously you got the rotary style knob, but we're going to get into all that stuff. So when you add the EGT port, that's where you're getting the money from. So for this exact setup, tuner, EGT, 1400, this would be like 150. So around like $1,600 for the complete setup, tune, ready to go. So let's get into installing this stuff, show you guys how well this matches up, get this stuff included in there, and we'll show you the end result, and we'll do it step by step. All right, guys, last thing before I jump in, I wanted to kind of start reading the instructions. So this not only fits the MM3, but this is also meant for the Edge CTS3 too. So it kind of fits both, which is nice. So yeah. Get into it. All right, guys, so first thing we started with this whole project is the engine bay. And what we're doing is we're fishing a wire through the firewall because I'm going to try to point my finger. This plug right here is a dead plug. And that is what's actually the shift on the fly is going to plug into. Focus. And then you're going to have to run a wire through your firewall that actually goes into the module itself for the tuner. And where that is you guys see the grommet right here. That grommet is where we are fishing that. We have a metal coat hanger because if you guys know about fishing things through grommets, they're a pain in the ass. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to fish the wire right here. Got some tape wrapped around it, and we're just going to run that through the firewall. And then let me find the other end of this wire, which is all the way down here. This connector is just going to go into this dead plug right here. And we're obviously going to make it look factory, run it against the firewall cleanly, but just so you're wondering what grommet we're going through to get your shift on the fly. That's what we're doing. All right, guys, so hooking the shift on the fly up. I hate when that doesn't focus. So we unclipped it. This is gonna be your clip right here. It's literally just a dead plug. Just unclip it, then your shift on the fly, which is in my brother's hand right here. What you're gonna do, just literally plug that in. And how we're gonna route ours, if you're curious, is up against the firewall. You're gonna see, zoom, focus, there we go. So up against the firewall, that wiring that's already loomed. So we're just literally gonna run it against that. So it looks factory, couple zip ties, not excessive. And that's it. So that'll be your engine bay, shift on the fly. We already fished it through, I told you, with a coat hanger. So that's what we've done. So it's already in the truck. Plug it in right there, and then you're pretty much done. Now we can work literally from just the inside of the truck. All right, guys, so moving right along. Obviously, you can tell which one's old and which one's new. So this is SRT pillar. 210 millimeters to get this off in your truck, and then a little bit of force, not too much, because you don't want to snap these tabs down in the bottom. The only thing that you need to transfer over from this to this is these little brass tabs that are actually going to mount into the actual physical pillar themselves right here. And then you're going to flip this over, and these little covers right here, they're just going to cover this, which is unfortunate that the new one didn't come with these, because these are going to be slightly discolored just from age alone. But you're going to do that, and then this will be ready to go in after we get that trimmed down. All right, guys, getting close to putting the pillar back in. So the mount that we're going to use for the MM3, it does come with instructions, and it tells you that you need to trim this down. And all you're trimming on this is you're going to be trimming 2 of the ears, maybe potentially 3. So just these little tabs right here. And the reason is, I'll try to show you while holding that.
Fluff it. This the other way.
Like this.
Yep.
Wow, it's really hard to show, but it doesn't sit flush in there with those ears. And in the instructions, it does say to trim it down. So we're gonna trim 2 of those ears down, and then hopefully maybe 3, and that's definitely gonna be enough. So that's what you need to do to this side to get that, guys. So about to put this in, so ground this one down. I thought it'd be 3, but we left 2, and it works perfectly fine. So we're gonna get this bolted in, and then we'll show you guys what the gauge looks like mounted up to it, and we'll go from there. But I just want to show you guys, I did not grind 3 down, just 2. Got into that one a little bit, but you'll never be able to. All right, guys, so got the grab handle in, got 2 bolts we're running in through it. But anyway, this wire, if you kick off this side panel right here, this is where you're gonna drop it. We had to run 2 wires because obviously I have a microphone for the radio, because it didn't obviously come with one factory. We're gonna have to rotate this mount downwards a little bit, which is okay. Yeah, so this wire, and then take this kick panel off, and then everything else is gonna mount under here. The control manual box for right now, we're probably gonna zip tie it to this bar right here so it's out of the way. Plug the shift on the fly in, plug the monitor in. Not the EGT probe today because we don't have the manifold. And then really, guys, we're done. All right, guys, so got the gauge mounted, which you can see behind it. Just the 1 wire that runs. Tighten this up so that it doesn't move. Ran the wire down in through here, put this back up. Plug that into the OBD2 port. And then all the wires are just behind this kick panel right here. So this is turned on with the on position, and we're gonna do another video that's gonna go more in depth. This was just the install. I'm gonna do a part 2. This is just the install on how to get this all set up for you. And then we're gonna do another one because we don't have live tunes on this right now. So when we get live tunes, show you guys how to upload them and go from there. So guys, till next time, if you have any questions, comment, like the video. All that helps the algorithm. Support those who support you. Till next time, see ya.